The king thought he was sleeping beside his beloved queen, until one night he woke up and saw her fur, her claws, and her real face. That was not his wife. It was the demon he mistakenly married. The drums were silent in the kingdom of Okuru the night everything changed. King Obanife, feared by his enemies, yet loved by 7 villages, walked through his palace with one sorrow in his chest. Queen Noma, his first wife, still carried no child. She prayed. She sacrificed. She cried into the shrine floor, but her womb stayed quiet. Under pressure from elders, King Obanife did the unthinkable. He took a second wife, a breathtaking woman wrapped in red beads and mystery. Her name, Adan. Her beauty was not normal. Her eyes were too bright, her shadow too long, and when she smiled, the palace torches flickered. But the king, blinded by her charm, accepted her. Queen Nma, with a trembling heart, welcomed her politely, not knowing she had welcomed death itself. Every night, when the palace slept, something unholy happened. Queen Nma drifted into deep, unnatural sleep, a sleep no medicine could explain. And Adane would rise from her bed, her body twisting, bones cracking, spine stretching, her human skin peeled off like clothing, falling to the floor. Underneath, she became Numa's exact form, the queen's face, the queen's voice, the queen's scent, a perfect illusion. She would walk barefoot into King Obanife's chamber, crawl onto his bed, and whisper in Enma's gentle voice,
"My king, I am here."
And the king, half asleep, filled with love, never knew he was holding a demon. By the 7th moon, Adan announced she was pregnant. The kingdom rejoiced. The king shed tears, but Queen Nma, she broke. She cried in the shrine all night.
"Why gods? Why her? Why not me?"
But the gods were silent. The night Adane's belly moved for the first time, the palace lights died. The air turned cold, and from the darkened corners of the king's chambers, 3 ancient spirits stepped out, horned and faceless. They bowed to the king, but their voices burned like fire.
Your seed grows in the womb of the damned.
The king trembled. His sword clattered from his hand. "Who are you?" he whispered.
We are the watchers of the abyss. The child in her womb is not of your lineage. He will rise to claim your throne and drown your kingdom in shadow. The first wife cannot bear a child because she is protected. Her purity repels us, but at that name, she belongs to us.
The king fell to his knees, trembling. And then, behind the door, someone gasped. Queen Ma had heard everything. She fled back to her room, shaking violently. Her voice cracked as she whispered to herself,
He sleeps with a demon. A demon wearing my face."
She fell to the floor, weeping. But in her grief, she vowed,
"I will not let that monster take this kingdom."
For the first time in her life, Queen Nma sought out forbidden knowledge. She went to the blind priestess in the forest, a woman the elders never spoke of. The priestess listened and said, "The child she carries is not your rival. It is your death. Your only weapon is truth, but truth will destroy you all." On the night Adane went into labor, the sky turned black. Thunder struck the palace repeatedly, and every woman in the kingdom fell unconscious, except Queen Ma. She burst into Adane's chamber and saw it. Adane, in her true demonic shape, 4-lined skin, goat-like legs, eyes burning red, screaming as shadows crawled out of her womb. The king was frozen in terror.
You were never supposed to see this.
Queen Nma stepped forward, voice shaking.
I see you now, and I reject you from this kingdom.
The demon lunged at her, but the moment it touched Nma, it screamed. Smoke rose from its skin like acid burning flesh. Queen Nma was pure, untouchable, a light the demon could not withstand. The demon shrieked,
"You ruined everything,"
and fled into the night, leaving the monstrous newborn behind. The king, shaking, whispered, "Nma, what must I do? This creature, it bears my blood." Queen Nma turned to him slowly, her face pale, her voice cold.
No, my king. It bears only your weakness.
She picked up the child, but the child did not cry. It only stared, eyes glowing like fire. Then it spoke.
"Mother, you cannot kill me."
Queen Nma froze. The king collapsed. And outside, the sky split open because the demon Adane had returned, leading thousands of spirits behind her. The kingdom of Okuru never saw sunrise again, for the throne was no longer a seat of power. It was a gateway to hell. From the moment the demon child opened his eyes, the palace walls began to breathe, expanding and contracting like the lungs of a buried beast. The sacred drums carved into the pillars bled dark liquid, dripping slowly onto the royal floor. The ancestral masks hanging on the walls turned their faces away, as if ashamed of what the kingdom had become. A wind rose slow at first, then violent, blowing out the palace torches, leaving the royal hall lit only by the unnatural glow of the newborn demon's eyes. Queen Nma backed away, trembling, still clutching her ceremonial staff, her voice breaking.
But how? You were never supposed to speak. You were never supposed to be born.
The demon child blinked slowly and smiled. His tiny gums split open to reveal teeth sharp as broken pottery. His voice was layered one sound sitting atop dozens of older voices, all whispering through the same mouth.
"Mother, your fear feeds me."
The king, lying on the floor, pushed himself backward until his back hit the cold wall. His crown slipped from his head and rolled across the room, stopping right at the demon child's feet. Adane, the demon's second wife, stood behind the child, her shadow stretching unnaturally across the throne room. Her voice slithered through the air.
"My king, you thought you chose a wife.
She leaned closer, her monstrous face inches from him.
You were chosen."
The king choked on his breath. His voice came out as a whisper. "What do you want?" Adane laughed softly, a laugh that sounded like bones cracking under earth.
That seat has been empty for centuries. We simply needed a foolish king to open it.
Queen Nma raised her staff and struck the ground. The earth shook. Her voice strengthened, powered by generations of queens before her.
Creature of the deep night, you will not take Okuru.
She pushed her staff forward. A wave of ancestral fire roared toward Adane and the demon child. For a moment, a single heartbeat, it looked like Ima's power might prevail. But the child lifted his hand, and with that small gesture, the fire died.
Did you think your ancestors can face the ones older than time and man? You lost the moment you married him. Our seed is in this kingdom now, and he is the heir.
The king cried out, crawling toward Queen Nma. "Save us! Nma, please, save our people." But Numa's face had changed. Her hope had drained. Her strength had cracked. Tears fell from her eyes, not from fear, but from a deeper grief. She looked at the king with pain.
You did this. Your lust, your betrayal, your blindness. You opened the gate.
She turned away from him and faced the demon child.
If I cannot save the kingdom, then I will destroy the throne.
Enma slammed her staff into the ground. A massive shockwave split the throne in two. But instead of weakening the demon child, the broken throne unleashed a roar from beneath the palace. A roar so deep the ground cracked open. From the darkness under the palace, something colossal began to rise, horns the size of trees. Okuru shook violently, Nma's face crushed with despair. The king screamed. The palace collapsed, the kingdom fell, and the sun never rose again.